I just want to introduce myself really quickly before we get started. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Angela Webb. I am a wife and mom of three. A working mom of three, I need to add that. I actually started Plexus back in 2014, and you have to excuse me, I have a little one over here tonight. But I started back in 2014 just to lose a couple of pounds. My baby belly that I at the time wasn't able to get rid of on my own, and realized over time that I had some issues with sugar cravings, and also had really bad seasonal allergies. And so over time, I have been able to actually, improve my gut health, and no longer struggle with seasonal allergy symptoms or flare-ups. Was able at the time to get rid of my baby belly and lose a couple of pounds, and I'm just really healthy overall. Just feel really good and healthy. And actually, the products are, because they're all natural, mostly plant-based. My doctor approved for me to continue taking them while I was pregnant with my last little one. So continued to take them and had a really great pregnancy, and still taking them almost 3 years later. So that's me, a little bit about me. Before we get started, if you wouldn't mind logging into your back office, we will do just a quick review of your back office, or I will show you my back office actually, and you can sort of follow along, kind of toggle back and forth if you choose to. I want to show you a couple of things there. And if you could just hold on 1 second for me. Okay. Hey, can everyone see my screen? Hope so. Okay. Okay. Okay, so here is the agenda. We will be talking a little bit about what we call our why, kind of what continues to drive us in this business and continuing to take these products. We'll talk a little bit about why Plexus, why so many of us love these products and the business. I'll talk a little bit about the importance of consistency with the products. Again, I will go through back office, business building, the comp plan, and a little bit about the earning potential with Plexus, next steps, and then a Q&A. So just feel free. Sorry, y'all. We want this to be really interactive. So if you have questions throughout, feel free to interrupt me and just chime in with your questions. Okay, so discovering your why. So, when we talk about our why, what continues to drive you in life? On our team, we talk a lot about our dream life. If money and time was no object, how would you sort of describe your dream life? And here are a few questions that you can ask yourself to help you arrive at that answer. The first would be, what makes you come alive? What are your innate strengths? What are your God-given strengths? Where do you add the greatest value? And, when it's all said and done, when your life is over, or when you're nearing the end of your life, how will you measure your life? How will you measure a successful life? Okay. And I just want to read the quote at the bottom. The siren call for many entrepreneurs isn't money, it's freedom. So we preach a lot about just time freedom. I think people really underestimate the idea or the concept of time freedom. You know, I work in a corporate setting, and, you know, I think about our senior vice presidents, our CEOs, you know, those folks at the top who are making a decent amount of money, but they're traveling, they're busy, they're away from their families. You know, holidays are, you know, I'm sure consumed with work. You know, I think about the end of the year, you know, trying to close out the year successfully, and how hectic and busy that is for all of us. That's not time freedom, you guys. They may have that financial freedom, or, you know, not that kind of not having to worry about finances, but they don't have that time freedom. And so, you know, the freedom to chart your own path, the freedom to build what you want, with the people you love, you know, that's what life is about. So I really want you to think about that. So why Plexus? So we wanted to share a few statistics with you as to kind of how these products are unique to a lot of the other, you know, health and wellness products and supplements that you may find on the market, both through direct sales or that you can find at a GNC or Walmart. So the first one is 8 out of 10 Americans are overweight. And that number is expected to double in less than 15 years' time. As far as diabetes is concerned, almost 30 million people, 9.3% of the population, which is 1 in 10, suffer from diabetes. And do you guys know that by mid-century, that number will be 1 in 3? Being overweight is associated with increases in diabetes, heart disease, cancer, stroke, arthritis, and depression. 17% of the population, or 1.6 adults, struggle with high cholesterol. 100 million people struggle with chronic pain. That's 1 in 3. 52.5 million struggle with arthritis. 1 in 5. 80 million cases of neuropathy, and almost 24 million people suffer from some sort of mystery disease or autoimmune disease. So those are staggering statistics, you guys. You would not believe how many people that we come across, you know, in our respective journeys are struggling. I mean, it's from, you know, little things like, you know, allergies or seasonal allergies, or, you know, asthma, which that's not little, I don't want to minimize that, all the way to, you know, several chronic autoimmune diseases that they're taking 10, 11, 12 different prescription drugs for. People are sick. Right. If you wouldn't mind muting your phones, please. Okay. So, you know, another reason why Plexus is so amazing and unique. You know, when we think about this kind of concept of network marketing or direct sales in general, you know, there are a few things that come to mind. You know, technology is changing the workforce. You know, I work in HR, actually, in a corporate setting. And, you know, we are starting to outsource a lot of roles that in the past, you know, we needed humans. You know, we didn't have those kind of technological advances that we have today. And so, you know, a lot of jobs are being eliminated. You know, 70% of Americans, you know, going back to time freedom, a lot of people just want to manage their own time, and they want to be their own boss. They just don't know how to go about it. You know, traditional entrepreneur opportunities require time, money, and expertise. You know, as an example, my mom and I, we love Jamba Juice, right? And so she actually looked into franchising a Jamba Juice here in town. And I want to say, to get started, the startup was something like $350,000 or something like that. Something like astronomical that most people don't just have sitting in the bank, right? So that would require some sort of large investment loan or business loan. So one of the things that is so unique about direct sales, but specifically Plexus, is that for only $34.95 per year, you are essentially starting a turnkey business, right? I mean, there's nothing to it. You don't have to worry about inventory. You don't have to worry about order forms. It's all done for you. All you're doing is just kind of charting your journey and sharing with people if you choose to do that. And then from there, you know, if you start to attract people just through your own journey, sharing your own journey specifically, you know, with family, friends, or whoever, then you essentially earn commission. And some people, you know, a lot of us, I would say the majority of us that are now sort of pursuing Plexus as an opportunity, wanting to take the opportunity from plan B to plan A, had no intention of ever working this business. All we wanted was, you know, to feel better and to feel healthy, and then possibly, you know, maybe earn a little extra on the side to pay for the cost of our individual, you know, our personal products each month. And I think, you know, the idea is that when you feel healthy, you know, people kind of start to notice, and you kind of start to have like a extra spring in your step, and people want to know, like, what are you doing? You know, you look better, you're losing weight, you know, you're not popping whatever pills that you used to pop anymore. So tell me about this. And that's kind of how it naturally happens sometimes. So, you know, again, with this opportunity, it's a low risk, risk-free investment. No business loan needed, no inventory to stock, no order, you know, forms to hassle with. So the other thing that I really love about this particular opportunity is your past doesn't determine your future. There are people, like I recently came across a story of a young mom who has, I believe, 7 kids. So family of 9, she is married. And just about a year ago, she was homeless, you guys. And now she is one promotion away, one rank away from a 6-figure income with Plexus. You know, I mean, there aren't many opportunities out there that allow something like that to happen. So, you know, her past didn't have to determine her future. She took the bull by the horns, and she went for it. And now, you know, her family's, you know, financial trajectory, just their life is getting ready to drastically change. So that's another thing that I just love about this opportunity. And the last thing is network marketing really teaches people to be entrepreneurs instead of employees. I think we are conditioned as Americans to, and there's nothing wrong, I want to be very clear about this. There's nothing wrong with going to college. I went to college, graduated from college, loved my college experience. But at the same time, I walked away from college with a lot of student loan debt. And that's what most of us do, because that's what we've sort of been like conditioned to do, kind of trained to do, is that if you want to make something out of your life, then you go to college. You know, a lot of us rack up a lot of debt, and then we spend the majority of our adult life paying it off. And then we go to work for a company, and you know, we're never able to necessarily to get ahead like we want to with this kind of structure. And that's the thing that I love. You know, again, for $34.95, you really are able to start your own business and kind of, again, chart your own path. And so just a really, really amazing opportunity. And, you know, between all of the health benefits that I mentioned in the previous slide, and then, you know, everything that this opportunity provides for life, you know, for generations to come potentially, if you really pursue it, you know, it's kind of a no-brainer. And that's one of many reasons why we all love Plexus. Okay, there's a little bit of a delay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, I want to really reiterate the importance of being consistent with your products. We hear often from, well, I shouldn't say often. sometimes, you know, we have customers or even, you know, wholesale ambassadors who start and they're like, I really don't think the products are working for me. And when you go back and ask them, well, you know, did you take your product consistently every single day? Did you drink half your body weight in ounces of water every single day? Did you stay somewhat active? Did you start to kind of, you know, make healthier choices with food and that kind of thing? 9 times out of 10, they say no. So I will tell you guys that the products won't work for you if you don't allow yourself, if you don't give them a fair shot, okay? And so this is such a small investment that you've made in yourself and your health. And I think you owe it to yourself to really be diligent about taking these products like you should every single day. You know, again, the water is so, so important. Water has so many benefits for our body. And so please, you know, make sure that you're drinking your water. And, you know, depending on how much you have to drink, work your way up. You know, if you have to drink 100 ounces of water a day and you generally, you know, before Plexus, we're barely drinking 1 bottle. I don't know that anyone's expecting you to just start drinking 100 ounces. But you need to start working your way up there, okay? Another thing that I really want to mention is measuring. Measuring is super important, okay? I will tell you, for me personally, I didn't lose really any weight for the first maybe 4 or 5 months of starting Plexus. But I went down several dress sizes because I was burning fat in inches. So I was losing lots and lots of inches. And so if I had only relied on the scale, I probably would have thought, you know what, these products are not working, you know, if weight loss was one of my goals. And so I definitely recommend that you know, keep your measurements. You know, if you have someone, you know, spouse, friend, some sort of accountability partner that can you know, take them for you. So, you know, make sure that they're accurate, even better, but stay away from the scale. And I would even contend that you should throw it away, especially this, you know, maybe first 5 or 6 months of your journey. I mentioned staying active, very important. You know, if you're not, you know, a gym rat, somebody that just enjoys being in the gym, that's okay. But you know, spring has come, and so, you know, the days are longer. Get out and take a walk. You know, if you have a pretty sedentary job, you know, and you normally just eat at your desk, you know, walk around the building, or, you know, go grab some water from one of the break areas, but just kind of keep moving throughout the day as much as possible. Rest is really important. I won't kind of elaborate a whole lot, but you know, me personally, I have to like force myself to go to bed some nights because I'm a night owl. I like to be up at night. But I know that my body needs the rest. And so you have to give yourself that. Note your non-scale victories. This one is super important. So you see this little graphic here, this little pink graphic. You know, again, don't rely solely on the scale. You know, if you start to notice that your skirts or your pants are feeling a little bit loose, note that. If you're starting to feel more energy, that's a huge one. That's one that, you know, everybody wants more energy, right? Just more stamina to get through the day, because we're all really busy. Note that. You know, your rings on your fingers are getting looser. You know, inches, again, measuring is super important. If people are starting to notice, hey, are you losing weight? You know, note that. Start to feel healthy. You know, just if you're starting to kind of not care so much about, you know, your Diet Cokes or your French fries or your cake or, you know, whatever your vice is, you're sort of passing those things over. That's huge. Note that. And then, you know, just kind of having more energy to work out. That's a big one too that we hear all the time. You know I need to work out, but I just don't have any energy. But all of a sudden I started taking Plexus and I have this motivation, this energy to start working out. Note those things, okay? Non-scale victories are huge. And then the last thing is, listen to your body. When you're full, I think many of us, I would say, probably grew up, being told that we have to finish our plate, we have to finish our food. And honestly, that's kind of a bad habit because, I don't know about anywhere else. I don't know where everyone's from, but here in Texas, everything's oversized. They give us oversized portions of everything. I do not have to eat all the food on my plate. Okay. If I'm full, I know my body is telling me I'm full. I can, ask for a doggy bag and take the rest home for a meal the next day. Start to choose healthier options, and then again, saying no to your vices. Okay, let's see if we can make this work here. So I'm gonna go to my back office. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna do back office at the end. I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna go back. Okay, so jumping into business building. So many of you may or may not have any interest in building a business with Plexus. You just wanted your products at the cheapest cost. And that's okay. That's one of the amazing benefits of the wholesale buyer option is that, you can just get your own products at wholesale each month and there's no obligation to share Plexus. But in the event that you, at least at a minimum, want to get your products paid for, I want to draw your attention to this little graphic here on the right. And actually, I'm going to draw your attention to the last bullet, going silver and earning $175 your first month. You can actually earn $175 your first month. So, and you do that by kind of achieving that first promotion with Plexus, which is silver. When you sponsor, which means basically you have 3 other people under you that essentially signed up the same way you did, just wholesale, just to get the cheapest cost for the products, then the company gives you a one-time bonus of $100. And then each time you sponsor a new ambassador, and they order a $99 welcome pack, just like many of you probably did, then the company gives you $25. So right there in your very first month, you can earn $175, which is significant, guys. And that right there is how you pay, one way that you pay for your products right away. And so if you decide that you want to just do that every month, you want to just sign up your customers or more wholesale buyers, there are actually 11 ways to earn money with Plexus. And one of the things that I love, and I'll get to the compensation plan shortly, but one of the things that I love about this compensation plan is that there isn't one or two ways to earn money. Like I said, there are 11 different ways to earn money. And so a lot of compensation plans with direct selling companies, you only make money if you sponsor ambassadors or distributors. So with Plexus, you actually also earn money when you have someone just order from you as a customer. I will share my own personal experience that early on when I first started and I started kind of catching on and sharing these products more with people that I loved, friends and family. I was making upwards of $700 or $800 just from having an abundance of customers and in a given month. And so, the earning potential is incredible. I will say that. So that's just a couple ways to get your products paid for, and plus a little extra spending money if that's what you choose to do. So then going on up, I'm sort of starting from the bottom up. So if you decide, I won't go into a lot of detail here. Whoever invited you to the call, whoever signed you up, you'll definitely want to talk to them in a little bit more detail about this. But as business owners of Plexus, we are really passionate about reaching out to people and sharing this opportunity and, these products, especially with people that we know could really benefit from them, you know, health-wise. And so, you know, we often will reach out to people in what we call cold messaging. And so, you know, again, I'll let the person that signed you up share a little bit more about that and kind of what that looks like. And then there's also a really nice little resource that we use called the Daily Action Stack. And it's just kind of like a daily checklist that we use for all of us that are sharing Plexus regularly. That kind of helps us stay focused on, you know, reaching out to people and, you know, sharing Plexus with as many people as we can. So that's just a little bit about the business building side of Plexus. Okay. All right. So here is a really busy but accurate graphic of our compensation plan. You guys, we have a really, really rich compensation plan. I will tell you that I was a huge network marketing skeptic before Plexus. I was like, don't come to me, kind of sell me anything. I am not interested, right? And partially because I had some friends that sold different things, you know, they marketed different things. And I know for a fact that they were working really hard on having parties and different things, and they weren't making really any money. And so I was like, it's, you know, no, I'm not interested in that at all. You know, spinning my wheels and, you know, working really hard at this thing and, you know, not earning anything. So I found out very quickly with Plexus that that is not the case. I mentioned, you know, one way to earn $175 your first month, and that's just a minimum. I mean, you can earn a lot more. There are different ways to do that. But, you know, just by going silver, as you see, this is sort of your first big promotion with Plexus. And that means that you signed up you personally sponsored 3 ambassadors, 3 wholesale buyers, and you get a $100 bonus and then $25 for each of them for ordering a welcome pack. The next big promotion is gold. And that means that under you have 20 ambassadors. Now you only have to sponsor 3, okay? But the idea is that, you know, that's sort of where what we call duplication. That's kind of how that continues, because those 3 that you personally sponsored, they're kind of going and doing the same thing. You know, they're excited and, you know, they want to get that $175 their first month as well. And then once you get 20 of those people, then you promote to gold and you get a $250 one-time bonus, and then, you know, commissions and points and all of that. It can get a little confusing. So again, I won't go into a lot of detail. I really want you to get with the person that that invited you to the call that personally sponsored you for a little bit more detail here. So I will jump all the way up to Senior Ruby. So there are a lot of teachers on our team. And do you guys know, and I'm skipping ahead a little bit. The next slide I'll show you is the Plexus income disclosure statement from a couple of years ago. But at Senior Ruby, the average salary per year is a little over $50,000, okay? That's a teacher salary, you guys. So there have been a lot of teachers that once they get up to Senior Ruby, they actually retire. And the amazing thing about Plexus is if you truly have a love for teaching and educating people, you can still do that. You still can find meaningful work in Plexus because you're educating people about their health and wellness and just making people feel better. And so that's pretty significant. And so then I want to get right on up to Emerald, because that is the rank where we talk about, you know, this idea of life-changing income. At Emerald, you actually begin to earn an average of 6 figures. you get a stipend to pay towards your Plexus Alexis each month. You are a part of a company profit sharing pool, and you get a all expense paid trip to Maui, Hawaii, for you and another person, so your spouse or whoever you want to bring. That is huge. I think one of our Emerald upline, Robin Sullivan, she actually was an assistant principal. And as an assistant principal, she worked, as she says, she worked her can off. She worked at a really high needs school in McKinney, Texas, which is where a lot of us are located. And, there wasn't a lot of reward in it. I mean, she worked really, really hard. And now with Plexus, she's more than doubled her salary, and she's living a life of freedom. And so, that's so huge for her and for anyone who really wants a life of freedom, financial and time freedom, and health. So you can't beat it. And then Diamond is actually the top rank in Plexus. And you can potentially earn an average of a little over $400,000. At that rank, you actually get upgraded to a black SUV Lexus, and then profit sharing, all that, it's all there. So the one thing that I want to point out that is incredible, that does not exist with a lot of network marketing companies, is that once you get to Diamond, you can actually re-enter under yourself and start a whole new leg. So you can potentially work your way all the way back up to Diamond a second time. Okay, so just let that sink in for a second, okay? There is actually one of the ambassadors on our team. Her name is Celeste, and she is a double Diamond ambassador. Okay, she lives right here in town, and the last I heard, she makes an average of $300,000 a month. Okay, so you can pay for your kids' college tuition and everybody else in your family's probably college tuition in 1 or 2 months. Okay, that is life-changing income. That is life-changing, period, right? And so again, just a really incredible compensation plan. Okay, and again, that is the path to if you are interested in working your business. If you just want to get customers again, and you just want to earn enough to pay for the cost of your own products, then you can just get customers, and you can easily do that. Our commission plan is really large, and like lots of bonus opportunities with when people sign up as preferred customers, just different things like that. So again, won't go into much more detail there, but if you have more questions about that, please get with your sponsor or the person that invited you to the call. So I mentioned the income disclosure statement a couple of minutes ago. So this is actually, there's an updated one from last year, but this one was from, I believe, from years ago. So I mentioned Silver is your first sort of promotion with Plexus. And at Silver, the average income was around $5,000. So just imagine, you guys, making an extra $5,000 each year. There is a statistic out there, I'm not really sure where it's derived from, but there's a statistic out there that says that most people could avoid foreclosure if they just made an extra $200 to $300 extra in income, basically. Supplemental income is the word I was thinking about. So that's it. I mean, that's Silver right there. And so, not a hard rank to read. There are some people, like if you've got sisters or cousins or friends that could use, these products and that want to be healthy, get them on board with you. And, you could be Silver today. you know? So don't want to underestimate how powerful, you know, getting those 3 people under you can be. So again, I mentioned Senior Ruby. At Senior Ruby, the average income is a little over $50,000. That's a teacher's salary. So if you can earn that consistently, you could essentially retire from teaching. And then all the way up to Emerald, you know, again, that's an average of 100K life-changing income, and then on up to Diamond, you know, and then all the way back to re-entering under yourself and going all the way back up to Diamond. Incredible opportunity, incredible earning potential. Okay, so I'll go through the next steps and then I will get into the back office, okay? So next steps, if you haven't already, I've mentioned this several times already, but if you haven't already, please set up a meeting with your sponsor, the person that signed you up, to discuss your goals with Plexus. Again, this is not something that, you know, it's not going to be for everyone. If you just simply signed up just to get the best pricing on the products, that's okay. So, you know, we hope you don't feel any pressure to, you know, to work this business if you don't really have a desire or a need to. I would contend, though, that everyone, no matter who you are, can use an extra couple $100, okay? But I'll leave that alone. But again, just get with your sponsor. In the email invitation that was sent out to you last week, there was a 30-day new ambassador checklist. Go through that. There are a lot of links, training, just a lot of good information in that document. So, you know, use that to get yourself up to speed. Continue tracking your progress. You know, take your measurements faithfully, weekly. Take your measurements. Make sure that you're noting your non-scale victories. You know, if you're starting to feel better, if you're starting to be less tired, if your clothes are starting to get loose, note those things. Don't just focus on the scale, okay? Excuse me. And then continue learning about gut health, inflammation, and blood sugar's impact on overall health. Those 3 things really make all the difference when it comes to our health. I mean, they are the root issues that Americans face with all the different, you know, health challenges we have, essentially. And so, you know, just continue to read up and you know, find those connection points with gut health, inflammation, and blood sugar. Okay. Okay, so before we go to the back office, let's take some questions. Okay, no questions? I guess I was just that clear, huh? All right. Okay. Somebody was drawing on the PowerPoint. Okay. Okay, so here is, can everybody see my back office?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. I think I need to. Okay, can somebody let me know if you can see my back office?
We can't see it yet, Angela.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, let's see.
Also, if everybody could go on mute, like we're getting a lot of feedback.
Okay. All right, can you see my screen now?
We can.
All right, thank you, Dana. All right, so when you get to the Plexus Worldwide homepage, there's, let me go back to that, sorry. There is a little link up top that says login. So you'll want to click on that. Okay, and then you'll want to plug in your whatever your username is that you use when you are set up, when you first signed up, and your password. Okay. So here is my dashboard in my back office. So there's a little welcome note here that I'm trying to get out of. Okay. All right. So a couple things that I want to point out in the dashboard view. I always first check my qualifications. So the period that we're in is March, so 3/2017. Right now, based on my points, I'm a senior ambassador. Okay. And then I have just under $500 in customer sales or customer orders this month. This right here is green, convenience order, because I have a backup order set up, and I'll talk to you a little bit about that shortly here. And then my points and points outside primary leg, a lot of that may not make a lot of sense just right now, but again, I want to make sure that you know to get with your sponsor, the person that signed you up, for a little bit more detail on that. Okay, so here is the dashboard view once again. So there are a few things here at the top. There are reports. So here are all the sort of important reports that you'll want to get familiar with. Your detailed genealogy report is basically a report that shows you all of the people who have signed up under you, or basically under you on your team, whether wholesale ambassadors or just people who want to work the business, ambassadors just in general, will be listed there in the detailed genealogy report. So that's so if you sign up someone and then they sign up someone and then they sign up someone, all of those people collectively will be under the detailed genealogy report. If you want to see how much you've earned in commissions in previous months, so for 2017, I guess the past 3 months are listed, January, February, or no, I guess just January, February, because we're still in March. So those are the two that I look at the most. And then there's a customer report. So if you have customers, people that just sign up, want to order from you, then all of those folks will be listed there. And the nice thing is all of their information, what they ordered, when their next order, if they sign up as a preferred customer, when their next order will ship, their address and phone number, just in case you ever need to follow up with them for some reason. All that information is there under the customer report, which is really nice. Okay. So, and here under this tab, communications, this is all of the messages, the emails and things that Plexus sends out. So you definitely want to, stay, if you miss an email or you accidentally delete an email or whatnot, you can actually go back to the communications tab and read up on everything that's going on with Plexus. Here's the training tab. So I encourage everyone to spend some time learning their back office in a little bit more detail. And there's a really nice video training that you can watch on your own time there for you. Okay. There are a few tools here, so I just want to click on one of these. So if I go to the library under tools, so there are lots of documents here. So there are some flyers and things. We have our convention coming up, our annual convention, and it's going to be in Las Vegas this year for the second year in a row. I will tell you guys, convention is such an amazing experience. If you love Vegas or you just really want to know more about Plexus or both, I definitely encourage you to maybe make that leap and make that investment in yourself and join us at convention in in Vegas, and that is actually happening May 29th through June 2nd, I believe. So there's more information, FAQ and documents on the contest, just general information, okay? I mentioned getting to silver. So this Me+3 is a really great document that shows you kind of how to do that, how to get those 3 people and start earning right away with Plexus. I won't go into a lot of detail on the Consistency Club. I'll leave that to the person who signed you up. There's a product price sheet. So if you ever want to know, how much something costs, this is where you can find it. I went briefly over the compensation plan, but there are some really great documents here. If you want to read up a little bit more about our amazing compensation plan and the 11 different ways that you can earn with Plexus. Some policies and procedures. I mentioned those emails and that information that comes from Plexus. It's actually called the Plexus Way. And so you can go back and read any communications that have already been sent out from Plexus, okay? So again, this is the resource library. This is kind of this is a great tool for you to kind of stay abreast of what's going on with Plexus, and then as a new person, as a new ambassador, just kind of learn a little bit more about everything that's going on with this amazing company. Okay, and then actually I'm going to save shopping for last. If you go to account services, there are a couple things that I want to point out here. So everyone is set up with sort of a website, a replicated website. So this is basically what this is, your replicated website or your back office. If you ever come across someone who is interested in trying the products, they want to order from you, you can actually send them a link to your website, okay? So you can click here, preview my site, and that will show you what people see when they go to your website, all right? So my personal web address is shopmyplexus.com/AngelaWebb, okay? So that's one way that you can kind of figure out, what your personal address is, okay? If you want to change that, you actually can do that. If you go to My Settings, and see down here, choose your business site address. If I ever wanted to change it to, I don't know, shopmyplexus.com, I am flipping amazing. I can do that right here, okay, instead of Angela Webb. You just need to make sure that that alias, if you will, is available, and you just click verify website alias, and if it shows up green, then it's available, and that can be the website, okay? So you do that under my under account services, my settings. Okay. There's a couple other things you can do. You can change your debit card. Sometimes we run into issues where someone didn't receive their products, and it's because maybe your card, your debit card, your credit card is expired, and so if you go to account services, then under account information, you can update your card information there, and your personal information, all that good stuff, okay? And then last but not least, I want to talk to you a little bit about convenience orders or your backup order. So in order to be a wholesale ambassador with Plexus, you want to have at least $100 pass through your website or your back office every month, okay? At least by the 28th of the month. And if you signed up, so if you signed up on the 5th of the month, you want to set your backup order date to the 5th of each month, just to make sure that, you don't run out of products. And you can, again, going back to consistency with your products, you never want to miss a day or a week or two. So make sure that you are setting your backup order date accordingly. So again, you'll see here PV amount. So I have a couple backup orders set up here. And the PV amount, so PV stands for personal volume. So with Plexus, the amount that you personally earn on a product or an order is pretty closely mirrors the actual cost of the product. Sorry? Oh, okay, I'm not sure if someone had a question. And so you have to have at least 100 PV in order to, in your backup order, your convenience order, to be considered commission eligible or to qualify to be a wholesale ambassador, okay? And you can do a couple things. You can set your order to conditional, or you can set it to unconditional. If you set it to conditional, that basically means that your order will only, your personal order, convenience order, will only ship each month on, so for me, the 26th, if I don't already have $100 that has passed through my back office. So say I've received a customer and throughout the month, a new customer, and that person has already ordered more than $100, then my backup order won't automatically ship. So that means if I want my products, I just have to go in and remember to order at some point through the month, so I don't, miss out on my products as well. If you set it to unconditional, that means it'll ship no matter what, okay? And so if you have, $500 in PV already from customers or whoever has ordered from you, you just want to make sure that your products still ship, so you can set it to unconditional, okay? So you can do a couple things. You can edit your backup order, your convenience order. You can delete it and add a new one. So there are a few things that you can do. If you just want to place an order, like say, I just want to order a bottle of ProBio 5. I can go to shopping and then shopping cart, and then click on Plexus ProBio 5, add it to my cart, check out, and then I go from there. I follow the remaining prompts to check out and place my order. Okay, so that is, in a nutshell, your back office, okay? Any questions on that? Okay. Any questions, any final questions before we log off for the night?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Well, I just want to end by saying, if you join this call, I just want to say congratulations on putting yourself, or prioritizing yourself and your health. I can say without a shadow of a doubt that these products and this opportunity have been such a blessing to so many people that I know personally on this team. And so you've really made a really amazing decision for yourself. So congratulations and welcome aboard. I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing night. God bless and go Plexus.
Thanks, Angela.
Thank you.
Great job, Angela.
Okay.
Thanks.
Great.